Hello, today I'll be discussing the book titled Secrets of the Millionaire Mind. It's a bestseller and has remained prominently ranked in investment and finance charts. So, what's this book about and why has it garnered so much attention? First, it's about getting rich. More importantly, it offers a unique perspective on achieving wealth, discussing topics tied to financial status and how they impact economic conditions. You might have noticed in reality that some individuals seem to have a knack for making money. Take certain entrepreneurs, for instance. No matter their business ups and downs, they end up wealthy. Meanwhile, others seem to lack financial luck. When opportunities to earn arise, they miss out, or even if they do earn, they might quickly squander it, leading them to mediocrity or even poverty. What makes the difference? Is it education, IQ, career choice, or personality? The book tells us it's none of these. Our financial outcomes aren't directly linked to these factors. The real cause lies elsewhere. In simple terms, the book argues that we all have a subconscious wealth blueprint. It acts like a thermostat, determining our money-making ability and financial status. If your wealth blueprint is expansive, you'll become rich even if you start with nothing. If it's limited, you'll lose your wealth even if you have a lot. To have a good wealth blueprint, you must shatter many old-fashioned beliefs about money and alter your thinking and habits. Only then can you achieve financial success and march towards financial freedom. The author, Harv, Eker, is the founder of a training company in the US without any celebrity status. The book's lasting appeal is due to it addressing many people's financial dilemmas, offering fresh perspectives and actionable advice. This is where its value lies. I'll break down the book for you in 3 parts. First, we'll dive into the repeatedly emphasized wealth blueprint, what it is and its significance in getting rich. Then we'll discuss the mindset one should adopt to actualize this blueprint. Lastly, we'll explore the habits one should foster. Together, these sections cover beliefs, thoughts, and actions regarding wealth, hopefully providing some inspiration or motivation. First, let's explore what wealth blueprint means and why it's so crucial for getting rich. The author explains in the book, what is a wealth blueprint? Just as an architectural blueprint is a plan or design made before building a house, a wealth blueprint is your plan or attitude towards money. Your wealth blueprint encompasses your thoughts, feelings, and actions about money. At first glance, this might sound abstract and vague. However, the author uses an analogy to clarify, making it easier to understand. The author compares one's wealth blueprint to the thermostat in a room. If the room temperature is set at 73 degrees F, 27 degrees C, that's the thermostat setting. If a window is opened and cold air reduces the room temperature to 55 degrees F, 13 degrees C, the thermostat will kick in, bringing the room back to 73 degrees F, 27 degrees C. Likewise, if warm air enters and raises the temperature to 91 degrees F, 33 degrees C, the thermostat will still work to return the room to its set temperature. So what does this mean? A person's financial status depends on the wealth target they've set for themselves. Whether it's a target of 300 million, 500 million, 100,000 or 80,000, the money one can earn roughly aligns with the goal they've set. If by luck they earn more than their target, they won't be able to retain that excess, it will eventually leave them. Conversely, if they lose a lot due to bad luck, it's just a temporary setback. They'll eventually earn it back. In the author's words, your income will only rise to the level you're willing to achieve. The author cites an example. Former US President Donald Trump. Despite his numerous business fluctuations, Trump, who once had billions, faced tremendous losses, only to earn it back and become even wealthier in a few years. Why? The author believes it's because Trump's wealth thermostat differs from the average person. In other words, successful entrepreneurs might lose their fortunes, but they won't lose the most critical factor for success, the rich mindset. You might ask, can the wealth blueprint truly dictate one's wealth? What's the underlying reason? The author's answer is straightforward. He believes the world operates on cause and effect. Wealth and poverty are results, just as health and sickness are. If you want to change the result, you need to change the cause. If you wish to be rich, you need to have the mindset of the wealthy. This mindset generates feelings leading to actions, which produce outcomes. This entire process is what he refers to as the wealth thermostat, or wealth blueprint. The nature of a person's wealth blueprint determines their financial status. The author believes that in reality, most people's financial thermostats are set to a few thousand or tens of thousands of dollars, not millions. Some people even set theirs to just a few $100s, and there are those whose settings are below zero, freezing cold, yet they don't understand why they are so cold financially. If you want to permanently change the room temperature, the only way is to reset the thermostat. Similarly, if you want to fundamentally change your financial situation, you must reset your financial goals, which is your financial blueprint. As the author says, your income can only rise to the level you're most willing to achieve. How do we understand this statement? It contains 3 keywords that can help us delve deeper into the meaning of the financial blueprint. First is most willing. As adults, we all know that making money is not easy, and making big money is even harder. If someone doesn't have the desire to get rich, they simply won't. To put it bluntly, even if a pie falls from the sky, you still have to bend over to pick it up. Even if you win the lottery, you first have to buy a ticket. Therefore, the prerequisite for wealth is the desire for it, and this desire has to be very strong, to the point of being most willing. This ensures that you will persistently strive for it with all your might. For example, the author mentions a student who wanted to make big money because he wanted to support a charity for AIDS patients. A belief like this tends to be more enduring than ordinary motives, because the average person wanting to improve their life through money is just a desire, not reaching the level of most willing. Second is achieve. As mentioned earlier, one's financial state depends on the setting of the financial thermostat. This might be misleading. Does it mean that any financial goal, once set, can be realized? Of course not, because you not only have to set goals, but also do what needs to be done. For instance, if you set a special financial blueprint with a small goal of $100 million, are you just talking or taking action? Is it a fleeting impulse or a long-term commitment? The words achieve are crucial here. Your efforts must match your goals. Third is can only. This means one's goals shouldn't be unattainably high, nor should they undersell oneself. They should match one's abilities. This capability has both innate and learned components. For example, many people know that Bill Gates and Warren Buffett had strong family backgrounds. Gates's mother knew IBM's chairman, and Buffett's father was a congressman. Their financial blueprints are definitely different from ordinary people. These differences are due to both innate conditions and the results of learning and effort. Regardless, their capabilities aren't too far from their conditions. In conclusion, remember, your income can only rise to the level you're most willing to achieve. The financial blueprint isn't just a simple numerical target. It's a system that includes beliefs, thoughts, and actions. The difference between the rich and the average person is systematic. It involves attitudes towards getting rich, actions towards making money, and the desire for money, whether instinctual or based on beliefs. These aren't just summarized by a simple number or changed in the short term. Thus, the financial blueprint fundamentally influences one's financial status, functioning as a thermostat. Of course, we all know that simply having a goal is not enough. One also needs the right approach and methods. So, what kind of mindset should one have to realize their wealth blueprint? In this book, the author identifies 17 different mindsets and behavioral habits between the rich and the poor. However, due to space constraints, we can't delve into all of them here, but we'll focus on the most crucial ones. For the sake of avoiding negativity, we will use the term average people instead of poor people as used in the original book. Firstly, let's talk about the mindset towards making money. The author believes that the wealthy and average people have different attitudes towards earning. The wealthy are always thinking about winning. while average people tend to fear losing. Thus, the wealthy focus on opportunities, whereas the average person tends to focus on obstacles. This leads to different actions and outcomes. We've all heard the classic question, is the glass half empty or half full? From this, we can discern the difference in mindset between the wealthy and average person. When the wealthy see a half-filled glass, they think about how to find more water to fill it. In contrast, the average person, when seeing the same glass, worries about losing the water they have. The same situation can be viewed differently. The wealthy see potential growth, while the average person sees potential loss. The wealthy are concerned with returns, whereas average people are more worried about risks. In short, the wealthy focus on opportunities, while average people dwell on obstacles. To become wealthy, this mindset must change. Why is this shift so crucial? The author tells us that what you focus on expands. If you focus on opportunities, you'll see opportunities everywhere. If you focus on obstacles, you'll find obstacles everywhere. Thus, the wealthy are always trying new things, while the average person remains hesitant and watchful. The result? The wealthy are always in action, while average people are always observing. The importance of action is because everything valuable, including luck, is revealed after taking action. Nothing is straightforward. Life is like a winding river, and you often only see the next turn. To see more, you have to move forward. The author introduces the concept of stepping into the corridor, suggesting that if you're interested in an opportunity, dive in first and figure out the rest later. If you don't take that first step, you'll never discover the doors that might open to you. The book shares a story where years ago the author wanted to open a pastry cafe. Lacking experience, he took a job in a bakery. By getting close to the manager and assisting the baker at 4 a.m., he learned about the industry. Eventually, his own cake shop idea didn't pan out, but he got close to the bakery chef. Surprisingly, this connection later introduced him to a trendy new fitness equipment and asked if he was interested in distributing it. Seeing the potential, the author dived in, and this opportunity eventually led him to become the owner of a chain of fitness equipment stores, earning his first $1 million. Hence, the author believes that action is always better than inaction. It's only through action that you gain more knowledge, meet more people, and potentially discover unexpected opportunities. The difference in attitude towards risks and opportunities is why the wealthy focusing on opportunities often end up succeeding, while average people, overly cautious and always watching, miss their chance at wealth. Second, different ways of earning money. The book points out that the wealthy often earn based on results, while the average person tends to earn based on time. These two different income methods lead to significant disparities in wealth. In reality, most people earn a fixed salary, and many prefer this method. Why? Partly because of generational influences. Many have heard advice from their parents like, study hard, get good grades, find a good job, and if you have a stable income, you'll be happy. For many, having a consistent paycheck each month to support themselves and their family provides a sense of security. However, the author argues that because there's a limit to how much time one can work, earning based on time means there's a cap on potential income. This goes against one of the wealth-building principles: never limit your income. While a steady paycheck brings comfort, it can also limit your potential to earn more. In contrast, most of the wealthy earn based on results, like sales commissions, transaction fees, profit sharing, royalties, etc. These are tied to work performance or transaction outcomes. Such incomes might fluctuate, but they don't have an upper limit, which is why they can lead to immense wealth. In the business world, reward often correlates with risk. To become wealthy, one must take certain risks and shift from a stable salary based on hours worked to a more variable income based on results. The author believes that it's challenging to get rich with time-based remuneration. Hence, he suggests that those with fixed salaries negotiate with their employers to get paid partly based on their performance. If that's not feasible, consider becoming your own boss. You could start with a side hustle, like teaching or consulting in a particular industry, ensuring payment is based on results and not on hours. In essence, you should strive to earn based on performance rather than time, as it's a critical step towards wealth. Additionally, the author emphasizes the importance of generating passive income. This refers to income that grows over time, like interest, rents, royalties, etc. Achieving this kind of income is crucial for financial freedom. How to save up and invest your earnings to generate passive income is another extensive topic. Those interested can refer to the original book or await further discussions at another time. According to the book, the realization of a wealth blueprint follows a series of processes. Ideas lead to feelings, feelings lead to actions, and actions lead to outcomes. We've previously discussed the beliefs and mindset for wealth accumulation. Now let's explore the behavioral habits one needs to adopt to manifest this wealth blueprint. On this topic, there's another book titled Rich Habits that offers insights on how to speak and act prudently, the importance of health, nurturing friendships and more, which is quite valuable for learning. However, the current book we're discussing provides a more macro perspective, perhaps termed action principles. I'll introduce 3 key wealth-building action principles or overarching behavioral habits. 1. Go all in on your commitments. As previously mentioned, an individual's financial status is determined by the goals they set for themselves, which is at the core of the wealth blueprint. But it's crucial to note that these aren't just idle words. One must genuinely commit to them. The author emphasizes that by commit, it means without any reservations, wholeheartedly and willing to do whatever it takes, dedicating all the necessary time and fully immersing oneself. Clearly, building wealth isn't as easy as a walk in the park. It's not just about wishing and achieving. Billions worldwide desire wealth, yet only a select few succeed. Why expect success without giving it your all? Some might argue, I work like a dog every day. Isn't that effort enough? I'm certainly trying to get rich. But according to the author, what many perceive as their best effort often falls short. For instance, are you willing to work 16 hours a day, ready to work 7 days a week without weekends off? Can you sacrifice time with family and friends and forgo leisure? Would you invest all your time, energy and capital without guaranteed returns? For many of the wealthy, these sacrifices are commonplace, because most people aren't prepared to put in every bit of effort required. When asked, would you swear on your life to become rich in the next 10 years? Many would decline. Deep down, they're not ready to work tirelessly for wealth. In the author's perspective, only by wholeheartedly and unreservedly striving for a definite goal can one have a chance at success. 2. Avoid blaming, complaining, and making excuses. The author notes that average individuals, compared to the wealthy, often play the role of the victim. This role is characterized by a tendency to blame, complain, and make excuses. Typically, those exhibiting these traits end up failing in their ventures. They blame the economy, the government, their industry, their bosses, partners, family, friends, and even their own parents. In their eyes, the fault always lies with someone else, never with themselves, and even when they admit a mistake, they have a myriad of reasons to justify it. Such behaviors of blaming, complaining, and making excuses might momentarily alleviate stress or anxiety from failures, but fundamentally, they exacerbate situations. Why is that? As mentioned earlier, what you focus on expands. When you complain, your attention is invariably on the negatives in life rather than the positives. Consequently, as per the law of attraction, you end up witnessing even more errors. In other words, while you're busy complaining, you're essentially drawing more mishaps into your life. Thus, every time you blame someone else, make excuses or complain, you're essentially sabotaging your own chances of financial success. The author suggests that whenever you catch yourself indulging in such behaviors, it's crucial to remind yourself in some way that you're pushing yourself into a tight spot and must immediately cease. This may seem stringent, but it prevents us from blaming others, making excuses, or lamenting about society. By minimizing these detrimental habits, we distance ourselves from failure and inch closer to success. 3. Stay humble and keep learning. The author believes that the most dangerous 3 words on the road to wealth are, "I know that." From his observations, wealthy individuals tend to remain curious about the world and possess a consistent habit of learning. In contrast, average individuals often act as if there's nothing new under the sun, presuming they know everything. However, if you're still grappling with financial issues, then there's certainly much about wealth and life you need to learn. In his younger days, the author faced a period of financial struggle. Fortunately, he once met a wealthy friend of his father's who, during their conversation, told him, "If you haven't achieved the success you desire, there's something you don't know." This advice was an eye-opener for him, shifting his mindset from someone who thought he knew everything to someone eager to learn. This transformation played a significant role in the subsequent success of his career. Why is continuous learning and growth so critical? From a practical standpoint, it's clear that experts in a given field tend to be wealthier, while average individuals remain mediocre in their professional domain. Regardless of whether you're a business owner or a technician, whether you earn commissions or a fixed salary, whether you invest in stocks or real estate, it's almost a certainty. The higher a person's professional expertise, the higher the compensation they receive. Hence, continuous learning and enhancing one's professional skills are fundamental means to increase income and amass wealth. From a philosophical perspective, nothing in the world remains static. Everything is in constant flux. Especially in society, with the advent of new technological revolutions, knowledge evolves rapidly and industries undergo seismic shifts. If we don't maintain a habit of lifelong learning, we risk being left behind by societal progress. The author contends that the fundamental way to not only attain wealth but also to preserve it is by staying humble, constantly learning, and continually evolving. Conclusion. As we approach the end of this book review, let's recap. The central premise of this book is that each individual has an internal wealth blueprint. It functions much like a thermostat, determining one's ability to earn money and their financial situation. It's not just about setting numerical targets. It's an intricate system that encompasses beliefs, thought processes, and actions. In other words, to make this thermostat effective, one needs to break away from outdated notions about money, adopt new ways of thinking, and form new habits. This includes taking risks, shifting focus from obstacles to opportunities, and committing to lifelong learning. The author has identified 17 wealth-related thought patterns and action strategies in the book. He presents them through contrasting perspectives of the wealthy versus the average person, leaving a lasting impression. For instance, while the wealthy play the money game to win, average individuals play not to lose. The rich are eager to promote their strengths and values, whereas the average individual avoids self-promotion. Ordinary people work hard to earn money, but the rich make their money work hard for them. If you're intrigued, I highly recommend reading the original book. A crucial note at the start of the book, author Harv Eker advises readers, "Don't believe a word I say." What does this mean? It reflects Eker's fundamental stance that everyone's perspective is subjective. While one can take inspiration and advice, it's essential not to take everything at face value. Concepts and insights provided in the book aren't universally right or wrong, but merely represent the author's experiences and viewpoints. Instead of blindly accepting or rejecting the information, it's better to validate through actions and test these concepts in the real world. Open-minded thinking combined with decisive actions is the real key to financial success in life. Alright, that wraps up this book review. Please subscribe to my channel. For a more in-depth insight, I'd urge you to buy and read the original book. If there are any other books you're curious about, drop your suggestions in the comments below.